Good evening, my dear fiends. Good evening, and welcome to Monster Movie Night here at Gargoyle Manor, the Monster Museum. I am your host and creepio curator, Bobby Gamonster, along with my co-host and creepy little curator, Boris T. Buzzard. My dear fiends, do we have a treat for you tonight? You may have noticed outside a few moments ago all of our wonderful gargoyles, and of course we're called Gargoyle Manor for a reason, because we have all the wonderful gargoyles outside. And I thought, well, I would have a special movie towards that end, and it's called Gargoyles, starring Cornell Wilde, Bernie Casey, Grayson Hall, Jennifer Salt, and Woodrow Chablis. Now, I tell you, it's just one of those wonderful films that puts a smile on your face and a chill in your heart. Right, Boris? Especially when you come up on Uncle Willie's roadside museum. Reminds me of a little bit of our Monster Museum in some degree, except for what he had was lizards and snakes and gargoyles. Well, we have excuse me, I sound like I tried to gurgle on that one. Gargoyles and monsters. So let me turn right around here and key it into the old internet haunted keyboard. Gargoyles, Bernie Casey, Cornell Wilde, Jennifer Salt, Grayson Hall. Excellent, excellent. Now, let me turn again right around here and then tune into the old internet haunted TV and get this film on the road.
The devil was once the most favored of the host of angels serving the Lord. But pride welled in his breast. He thought it unseemly for him to serve. The devil and his band of followers, who likewise suffered the sin of pride, were defeated in battle by the Lord and his host, and were banished to the outermost depths of hell, never to know the presence of the Lord or look on heaven again. Smarting with his wounds, but all the more swollen with pride, the devil cried out from the depths, "It is better to rule in hell than serve in heaven." The devil proclaimed what was lost in heaven would be gained on earth. He said, "My offspring, the gargoyles, will one day rule the Lord's works, earth and man." And so it came to pass that while man ruled on earth, the gargoyles waited, lurking, hidden from the light. Reborn every 600 years in man's reckoning of time, the gargoyles joined battle against man to gain dominion over the earth. In each coming, the gargoyles were nearly destroyed by men who flourished in greater numbers. Now it has been so many hundreds of years that it seems the ancient statues and paintings of gargoyles are just products of man's imagination. In this year, with man's thoughts turned toward the many ills he has brought upon himself, man has forgotten his most ancient adversary, the gargoyles.
so glad you decided to join me. And bring me calamudri.
You think I'd miss a trip to Mexico with you?
Well, I don't suppose your mother wanted you to come,
She doesn't know. I don't see her much since she married old Jim.
Yeah, must be quite a change for her.
I think she misses the traveling with you. I know I do.
Well, here we are, on our way. Calamudri will just about complete my collection of demons. Thank you, darling.
I saw you on that TV talk show.
Did you? I'm glad. Kind of hoped you were watching. What did you think of that self-styled witch they had on with me?
You were, as always, the cool intellectual. She got pretty upset when you started telling her she was just being superstitious about the devil. Do you really think the world of evil is just fantasy?
Who knows? It sells my books. You should have read some of the letters I got at the university after that one. Okay. I've decided to call it 5,000 Years of Demonology. I'm going to try to trace man's conception of evil from 3000 BC to the present. We'll start next month with the Mayan and Aztec ruins.
Sounds like another big seller from Professor Mercer Bowley.
Yep. More monsters for fun and profit. My publisher is planning on putting it out for the next Christmas season. You know, something colorful and expensive for the coffee tables of America.
My sexy pictures in your dry as dust prose? When do we start?
Well, I've just got to check out this old guy. I don't know, he's got some wild story. Maybe it's nothing, but it's only a bit out of our way. Huh. How did that happen?
We're lost?
No, I must have taken a wrong turn back there.
I sure would hate to get stuck out here in the dark.
Oh, don't worry. I know what I did wrong. We'll double back about 5 miles.
What was that?
I don't know. And take the other turn.
Where are we headed, Dad?
Oh, don't worry, dear. It gets worse.
Snake Den?
They serve him for lunch. I wonder which one he's trying to sell me. The only one I'm enthusiastic about is the beer.
Desert fish.
Usual, Joe.
Hi. You that Dr. Bowley? Knew it was. I was expecting anyone else.
Mr. Leverett, this is my daughter Diana.
Well, now, ain't that nice? Why don't I just get you some beers?
Sounds good.
Well, did you come to talk or not?
I came to hear you talk.
You know, Dr. Bowley, you took your own sweet time about getting here. Not that I hold it against you, but my time is valuable too, not just yours. No, sir, I've got quite a business here. Why don't you just take a look around? That's a real live 11-button killer, little lady.
Mr. Leverett, you wrote me that you had some Indian artifacts and transcripts of authentic exorcism rites.
Yes, sir. I've seen you on this TV talk show. And I was impressed with your brains and your know-how. Wrote to you right off to that university where you teach.
Are these your artifacts, this stuff? You know, we've come a long way. I really...
Don't get hot under the collar. Don't pay no mind to this junk. This is for the tourists.
Well, we're not tourists, so if you have something to show me...
Why don't we just sit down and finish our beer?
Now, Mr. Leverett, if you have something worth my while, please get to the point. Otherwise, we'll have to be leaving.
Now, don't rush me. I don't know which way to turn. I thought we'd talk it over and we'd write this book that I have in mind. You know, Uncle Willie's Tales of the Desert.
Well, thank you.
Now, wait a minute. You gotta realize I've got to check you out to see if you're on the level.
Diana.
You're not just out here to steal my discovery.
Don't worry about it.
But I do worry about it, Dr. Bowley.
Now, Lord.
But now, wait a minute. I'll show it to you. It's in the shack over there.
Can't we just take a look?
Lead on.
You should have seen this place 25 years ago. You know, I had it all painted up. Had myself a two-headed calf, too. And a Siamese twin chicken. Made my own cider. Why, I tell you, I pulled them in off the road. You know, people always like to have something to stare at, to scare them. Why, nobody ever went west on a vacation without stopping at Uncle Willie's Desert Museum. Yes, sir. Then the highway branch went the other way. Just passed me by. And you know what happened then? Just like that, they all forgot. Wait a minute, wait till I get some light in here. Don't want you stumbling over something in the dark.
Bones. I smell old bones.
I knew I'd picked a smart one.
Sure is lonely out here.
Oh, I like it like that. I own this place outright. I got my pension. Pass my time thinking about a book I'm going to write. You just wouldn't believe the things I know. Things that I've never told anybody. Just been saving up till the right moment. You'll see. You'll see. You'll be glad you came to see old Willie.
What is it?
I just got it put back together again.
What do you mean put back together again? That never was together. You assembled that out of a pile of old junk bones.
No. I found it whole over in the canyon. Carted it back in my pickup. You can't imagine how difficult it is to match them bones to.
Come on, Uncle Willie. This is excellent work, but it's a concoction of unrelated bones. Some animals, some human. It's if I had more time, I'd ask you how you manage the joints for the wings. That took real imagination. Coming up with wings.
No. This is not a trick. This is not for them tourists. This is the real thing. You don't believe me.
Willie, your talent is wasted out here.
Now, wait, Dr. Foley. I've never showed this to nobody. I thought you would be the one smart enough to understand. Listen to me. The Indians named this place Devil's Crossing in their own language back when they had a camp here. They lived here for hundreds and hundreds of years. The Indians told all about these devils, these spirits. They were real. I've got all the stories.
I'm sorry, Willie.
Dr. Bowley, them devils used to live up there in the rocks. Came all of a sudden, like. Just played hell with the tribes. Then they chased them off with their sacrifices and their offerings. An old Indian told me it was his tribe's main legend for hundreds of years. Now, ain't that worth a book, ain't it? No! No free pictures. Now, either you make a deal with me to write this book 50-50 with my picture on the cover, or you just get out. Get out.
All right, Willie, you're on. Let's hear the stories. Hey, why are you locking that? What for?
It's getting late out now. I've got my good reasons, Dr. Bowley. I always bolt all the doors when the sun goes down.
Can you remember what the Indian word was for the devils in the legends?
Let me see. Nakatachinkos. That's it. This great chief saw the Nakatakachinko in the desert, and he had the tribe make costumes for all the elders, like the Nakatakachinko, for the ritual of manhood called Nonataya. Nonataya.
What about, can you recall the ritual itself?
Let me think.
Just a minute.
Ritual. All the young men dressed for battle gathered around the Nakatakachinko and...
What's that?
I don't care to know, Dr. Bowie.
have seen them.
Oh, please, just get us out of here.
Poor old guy.
There I am, scared to death, but I managed to grab the tape recorder. I guess that proves I'm basically materialistic. You got your research, Dad.
Yeah. Diana, turn on the tape recorder and run it back a bit. I want to hear those sounds.
Ritual of manhood called Nonataya.
What about, can you recall the ritual itself?
Let me think.
Just a minute.
Ritual. All young men dressed for battle gathered around the Akatikachinko and...
What's that?
I don't care to know, Dr. Bowley.
Please, can I turn it off?
All right, dear, I'm sorry. What was that? Diana, can you see anything? They're on the roof. Hold tight.
My evilness, such a good book. Well, my dear fiends out there, I thought I'd bone up a little bit more on gargoyles. Of course, I know quite a bit about them already, but it never hurts to find a good book, one called The Gothic Gargoyles, and to tell a little bit about the history. You know, these creatures that you see on the cathedrals come in two types. One is called the gargoyle, and the other is called the grotesque. Now, the grotesque are usually just the ones that has the spout that keeps the rainwater off of the cathedrals that you see pouring out of its mouth. And of course, the gargoyles, again, what's that name? The gargoyles can be seen anywhere around the cathedral or a sacred place or what have you to ward off the evil spirits and other demons and things like that. Because what it's thought about is this, the way it was come about was they thought, well, if a herd of demons was to be flying over a sacred place, and they saw these other demons sitting on the cathedrals and around it and what have you, and you know, from a distance way above high, they would think that this particular place was already occupied, and so they wouldn't try to come in. And if they did, these particular little fellows were so grotesque or so scary that it actually scared away the demons themselves. That's the idea behind it. And gargoyles have been around for ages, centuries now, and been on some of the most famous of cathedrals like the Notre Dame. And there's even some in America here that's New York and other big cities with new skyscrapers where the architect has put in some modern day type gargoyles jutting out from the building. So, you know, they're here to stick around. And course, you know, you notice that you recognize some of these little fellows. You know, there's all kinds of different gargoyles. They have wings, some do not. Some have cat faces, some have demon faces. And of course, Disney couldn't be left behind, so they made a cartoon, an animated cartoon called Gargoyles sometime back in the 90s, I think it was, thereabouts, or a little later. And of course, here's Goliath. You might recognize him. And he's a piggy bank. And he used to say, "We are not monsters, we are gargoyles." And then he would light up and have the theme music and everything. But unfortunately, time has taken its toll. And of course, you know, he didn't want to be thought of as a monster. But, you know, being a monster is not all that bad. I mean, look at me. I'm 100% monster. And, you know, I may be a little scary, but I'm not mean. Well, my dear fiends, let's get back to tonight's feature, the real gargoyles. Gargoyles.
Folks all right? What happened to you?
Oh, we ran off the road in the dark. We want to go to a motel. Maybe in the meantime you could fix this up so we can make it out of here.
I'll see what I can do. There's a motel right next door. I tell you, this is going to be quite a job, though. I better get a jack.
Do you have a room, please? Sorry, I know it's terribly late, but we just had a car wreck. Car's being repaired over at the gas station. And we're pretty shaken up. Do you have something for us?
You gotta understand that I gotta be careful. I get some pretty weird types.
Oh,
some
sure.
pretty rough customers come up this road. And a woman alone can't be too careful.
Right.
One room for you and the young lady.
Yeah, that'd be fine. I'm Mercer Bowley and my daughter Diana.
Room's right down here. Was it Mercer?
Yes.
Tell me how it happened, Mercer. Was it a big wreck?
No. It was...
Oh, we got a lot of doozies on this road. Is anybody killed?
No.
Here it is. Why don't you have a nightcap while your daughter gets some rest, huh?
Well, think...
About 2 weeks ago, I had a traveling salesman who was staying here who drove out on that road and got totaled by a semi right in front of my eyes. Well, the engine went right through the front seat. And just a minute before, he had been saying goodbye to me.
Well, I can imagine how he felt. Thank you.
Hmm.
What's that? I don't care to know, Dr. Bowley.
Please don't play that thing anymore. I can't stand to hear it again.
Oh, sorry, dear. You had a bit of sleep. How do you feel?
I had a nightmare. What time is it?
Noon.
We've got to go tell somebody about last night.
Well, about the old man, yes. The rest of it wouldn't make much sense. until I have some facts.
The skull, that's a fact.
It's not the right kind of fact. But I'm going to have it carbon dated at the university when we get back to Los Angeles. Looks to be 400 to 600 years old.
What are we going to do about the old man?
Well, that we'll have to report to the police.
How are we going to explain it?
I'm not going to. I'm going to let them puzzle about it.
You're sure the old man was dead?
Oh, yeah. The ceiling beam, real heavy, fell right on top of him. Then the lantern fell and it was burning kerosene all over the place, and the whole thing went up. We couldn't get to him. We barely got out. There's nothing out there. They're gone.
There. Step on it, Jesse. Yeah. There's your answer. Hold it. Name?
James T. Rieger.
You got any ID, Rieger?
Not on me.
Come back clean the old man's place out after your little fun last night?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, your kind never does. Come on. Get it over. Come on, on the ground. Get it. Come on, get down there. You go on down to the car in Radio Town. Tell them we need a truck. We got 5 guys out here. These guys are always riding through. Gangs causing trouble.
What gangs? We ain't riding choppers.
Can't you tell these guys are just dirt riders?
We've had nothing but trouble from this kind.
What are the charges?
You just quiet down. You've had it this time. I'll lay it out this way, Bully. These guys came back last night and hit Uncle Willie's place while you were here. Probably just for kicks. or whatever loot they could find.
But when we ran out, there was no one around.
Yeah? Well, they could have been out behind the shed.
So what do you plan to do with them?
Take them in and book them.
How can you assume they did it?
Well, we found them here. Some of Uncle Willie's things on them. Loot, and that's enough to start with.
We didn't do a thing except pick up some junk out of the ashes.
You know, they could be telling the truth. They just happened to be riding by this morning.
Yeah, well then, who caused all the trouble out here last night?
Could have been one of these sudden winds. Shook loose some of the timbers.
Well, you have your theory, Bully. I'll have mine.
Why would you let those guys go to jail?
Well, there's no way to stop that, darling. All I could do was cast enough doubt so the chief would take it easy.
If I didn't know you better, I'd think you were trying to hold back till you could capitalize on it. What you got in mind, another bestseller?
All right. Let's suppose we tell them about the creatures. Let's suppose we tell them how they rocked the shed, a pretty big structure. How they shook loose big beams. We tell them... No, you tell them. How they overtook the car. You describe them, and all the rest of it. Think they'll believe us? No, not till I get something tangible.
Ritual. All the young men dressed for battle gathered around the Nakatikaching.
Dead?
Yes. Some kind of cold-blooded creature. Fascinating.
It's repulsive.
As he was dying, he looked up at me just like a human being, as if he were asking for help.
What is it?
I've seen them many times before, even before last night.
You mean in your books?
The gargoyles in Gothic cathedrals, Egyptian carvings. I never believed that they... But now, my book will be not only about myths and legends, but about reality.
What do they want with us?
Not us. They want the bones of their dead. We've got to get this body to L.A. They'll be back for this one, too. Who is it?
Who is it? Who do you think it is? It's Mrs. Parks, the manager. Now let me in.
I don't want to see this. What is it, Mrs. Parks?
What is it? All that ruckus and fighting scared me to death. What are you two doing in there anyway? I had to get out of bed and get dressed. Now let me in. Well?
It was nothing really, just a family argument.
Some family. I am going to be listening. And the very next problem I hear, I will call the police. I've seen them all. Drunks, dopers. But I got a feeling I got a new one this time.
Diana? Diana! Diana?
I'd like to speak to the chief of police.
I'm sorry, Miss Bowley. Chief's home in bed. I'm staying with the prisoners tonight.
Well, I've got to talk to somebody about them now. You've got to let them go.
Now, Miss Bowley, the chief just booked them this afternoon. I've got to hold them till tomorrow for the arraignment.
But they're innocent. They didn't kill the old man. My father and I can prove it now.
Hey, listen to her, man. Let us out.
I can't do that. Only a judge can dismiss charges now.
Well, call the judge. I'll show him the proof. But you've got to do it now. My father is leaving for L.A. tonight.
Look, Miss Bowley, I can understand you feeling bad about all this, but why don't you just go on home and go to bed, huh?
Listen, I'm really sorry about what's happened, and I'm going to do everything I can to get you out of here. That's a promise.
You got a key?
Now, come on, Miss Bowley. Just leave the men alone.
You're not going to believe what happened.
Try me.
In our motel room, we have a huge, giant, dead animal. It looks like a lizard.
Giant lizard.
Only it has a beak. It really looks like a monster.
Hold on, you got a giant lizard with a beak in your motel room.
Yes, and it's called a gargoyle. My
Gar
father's
what?
a scientist. It's called a gargoyle. And last night at Willie's place, a bunch of these gargoyles attacked the building, and
Bunch
they
of
caused
these
a fire.
big giant lizards with beaks.
Yes. And there was a fire, and Uncle Willie got killed. And then we
Hey,
grabbed
come
the
here,
skull,
come
and we
here.
ran to the...
You and your old man sniffing glue back in that motel?
Miss Bowley, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave right now.
Well, I'm sorry you don't believe me. But I'm doing what I can to help you.
Listen, thanks. I mean that. I really do. Sorry I laughed.
Now, you. The least you can do is walk me back to my motel.
I got to stay with the prisoners.
Better go with her, man. One of them Gar things is gonna get her.
You pipe down and get some sleep.
Where have you...
They're coming!
Get here, get here!
Give them the body, that's what they want!
My dear fiends, enjoying tonight's feature, Gargoyles? I thought I would bring up from below one of our good fiends here that is a demon or a gargoyle in his own right, the demon Dazelle. Oh, just call me Dez if you don't mind. Oh, okay. Hello, Dez. How's it going? Oh, not too badly, or not too goodly, I might say. So have you been protecting or haunting any cathedrals or things like that? Well, more of a haunt than a protection, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? I do. I think I do know what you mean. Well, anyway, my dear fiends, the demon Dazelle here, or Dez, he's basically what the gargoyles of the cathedrals were based off of sorts. The demons and the creatures of the night that people thought was prowling about, and so of course, they had to make a replication of them to put on their cathedrals or the sacred places to scare away the real thing, hey? Yeah, I tell you, and it works too. It really does. Does it really? Yes, it does. It really, really does. Well, dear Des, I'm so glad that you got to come up and visit with us for a little while. I know you've got to get back to business. You got a few things on the burners, as it were. Indeed. Well, would you like to say anything else before you go? Well, keep watching these scary movies and keep screaming and, practice your ventriloquism or puppetry or whatever you want to call it. Okay, I'll keep practicing and doing the best I can. Okay, see you later. And let's get back to tonight's feature, Gargoyles.
Oh, Jesse, you got that state patrol yet?
Phones are all out, right? Electricity, too.
I hid in my cabin while it was all happening. Screaming and breaking.
Okay, come on.
They tore down Dr. Bowley's door. I don't know what was happening. And that girl was screaming for help.
All right, now, come on, Miss Parks. All right, come on. Now, sit down, take it easy. Now, did you see anyone?
No, I was afraid to go outside. But something funny was going on about an hour before. Fighting in Dr. Bowley's cabin.
And that's when the Bowley girl showed up over here?
That's right.
That's right. That's when that idiot tossed her out. Hey, she was onto something, could have cleared us, and he tossed her out.
I'm sorry, Ray. I just thought it would keep till morning. I thought she was trying to con us into letting these guys out.
Hey, look, Chief, she talked to me last night. She told me what it was they had over there. They wanted to show you.
Yeah. Tell me all about it.
Okay, she said they had some kind of a dead thing. She called it a monster.
A monster?
That's what she said. She said it was part of the same bunch that attacked her and her father on the road and then killed the old guy. That's what she said.
And you expect me to believe that?
You better believe it. Because it's true.
Bowley, I thought you and your daughter were gone.
They took Diana. They overturned my car. I was unconscious. I couldn't follow them.
But what are they?
Gargoyles, creatures. What's the difference? Look, I want a search party. Now. State police. They're going to kill my daughter if they haven't already done so. Do you understand?
All right, Jesse, you get a search party together. Send somebody after the state patrol.
A search party? Who? We got no manpower. Everybody's scared to death this morning. They wouldn't leave their wives and kids after what happened last night.
You got us. You got our bikes. We know the desert.
No. What's to keep you guys from taking off in all directions?
Well, you can't hold them anyway. I told you they had nothing to do with it. Let's get after them. That's all that counts.
Dogs ready to go, JD? You get the state police and don't let anything stop you. Go to Highway Patrol office and have them bring plenty of men. Maybe a chopper, too, and then have them call the National Guard.
Don't worry, we should be there in about 2 hours. Let's go.
All right, come on, let's go.
I'm going.
Ole, you okay?
Yeah.
You know how to handle that thing?
Well enough.
Don't worry, we got the best pack of mountain lion dogs in the country.
Looks like dog's got the scent.
All right, come on, everybody. Let's move out of here. Come on, let's go.
Mrs. Parks, I'll be honest with you. I'd rather be sitting in here with you than out with that search party.
Me too.
Diana!
Let me go.
No.
Why? You can speak. Tell me why. These are my father's books. He teaches from them.
Then you must teach me, Diana.
Ole, I think we ought to stop and give the dogs and the horses a rest. Said creatures. What kind of creatures?
Yeah, what are we chasing?
Well, there was one killed. I examined it. It's some form between reptiles and human. I think of a pretty high order of intelligence. At least they're well organized.
Why haven't we seen them before?
I don't know. But there have been outbreaks of things like this. You see them in the legends of a dozen different cultures. Stories, paintings, sculpture. From ancient Egypt to Babylon, Yucatan, medieval Europe. And they always look the same. It's as if they've existed along with mankind from the beginning of time. They were the evil one, you see, the demons, the gargoyles.
What's that add up to for us?
Well, I think we have the same creatures here. They show up, about every 400 or 500 years. I'm guessing that that's their incubation period. And the eggs are beginning to hatch again.
Huh. Something like the 17-year locust.
Yeah, something like that.
Why'd they take Diana?
Well, in legends, they've been reported to take human women.
Ray, over here in the gully. Come on.
buddy. Truck.
Look at it. Wonder where they went. Jesse, we better spread out.
Okay, I'll take the Dark Canyon Road.
What's all this for?
There is a great deal we must learn. We have only been alive for a few weeks. We must not let you kill us out. Not this time.
What about the others?
There are perhaps maybe a dozen of us. We mean no harm. You have nothing to fear. Your people have nothing to fear. But they have never understood.
Why do I have to stay here if you mean us no harm?
Shh.
What's up?
Plug's fouled.
Hey, there's a woman hanging from that pole.
It's Mrs. Parks.
I wonder what happened to the guy that was with her.
Who knows? Guess that's supposed to scare us off.
Yeah, well, it worked. Come on, let's get out
Hey,
of here.
hold on. They still got the girl.
Hey, she's dead by now.
And we don't know that. Look, Ray, they're gonna use all the help they can get. What about it? Come on, how about it?
All right.
What about you guys?
Hey, whoa, what's wrong?
I've had it.
You too?
Yeah.
Speak. You have been listening and learning. Speak.
In the desert, close by. Men, horses, and dogs.
The eggs.
They're hatching. A winged one. Another breeder. There'll be many, many more by tomorrow.
We must stop them in the desert. Now! Now!
Rieger! Chief!
You want to see the girl?
Yes.
Leave that. Follow me.
What have you done with my daughter?
Do you think that you tricked me into bringing you here? You only tricked yourself. You and your daughter will never see another human again. 500 years we waited. And now our eggs have begun to hatch again. But we must have time. Time enough to grow strong before you and your kind destroy us. And we shall not die. It will be you and your kind that dies.
And what if mankind isn't ready to be wiped off the face of the earth?
Oh, you'll be around to see it, Boldy. The end of your age. The beginning of mine. What? Oh! Now you will read to me.
Pray read this and heed it. My account delivered with hope of redemptions to the Holy Fathers this first day of July in the year 1417 by Germaine d'Argent, a poor woman of Lourdes.
Go on. Your voice pleases me.
The sin was not my own, but forced upon me by the incubus, who of a night did slip into my bedchamber and taunt and seduce me with demons' promises until I was as if on fire. He was of uncommon height and finely built, a devil's face of frightful beauty that did put me in a spell. I had no will of my own, but did let the incubus do his will until I was driven mad.
Diana, don't worry. I have no need for you human. I am merely curious.
My dear fiends, I want to take a moment out to make a scream out for our dear good fiend, Dave Dunlap, for doing some fan art that he made and posted on the web on Facebook, and I went ahead and printed it off. And isn't that nice? Look at there. That's me, Bobby Gamonster. And you can tell it's me. It looks exactly like me. And of course, this is going to go into a frame and go right into the hall or the wall in the Monster Museum with some other artwork that some other good fiends of mine have made of me. And we really do appreciate it, Dave. Thank you so much. We love it. We love it so much. Thank you.
Diana.
Dad! Dad! Help! Dad! Help! Help! Help!
Diana's alive. They're in the caves. I know the way in. I saw some of the gargoyle eggs. Hundreds and hundreds. There must be tens of thousands hidden in there. Once they hatch, they'll spread out, cover the whole country. We've got to wipe them out tonight.
We'll have the state police here in a couple hours.
No, I'm not going to wait. If you
Look,
don't
I
want to
can't
go
leave
in with
without
me,
that.
then I'm going in alone.
I'll go. I want to go.
Okay. How much gas in those cans?
Well, one's full, the other's half empty.
Well, we'll need all of it. See if we can force them out. Chief, if you and Jesse hide below, where they can't spot you, make sure they don't get away with Diana.
Okay.
Let her go! The girl comes with me.
You hear that? They'll be here in a moment.
You brought them here to kill us.
We kill you before you can kill us. Go. Alone you have a chance. The rest of you are finished.
Not while there are two winged breeders left.
It's only her wing. You can carry her.
No! How clever you are. Your choice has allowed you and your daughter to survive. It also allows me and my kind to survive. Perhaps at the price of your supremacy on Earth one day.
my dear fiends, how about that ending? Oh, at least not all of our friendly fiends, the gargoyles, got killed. At least they had a male and a female to go back to raise some more little ones. And hopefully when they come back around, they'll have a much better time of it, hey? Maybe they've learning to read like that, they'll be able to communicate a little better and not want to have a war and things like that. Hey, Boris? No, of course not. I hope you enjoyed tonight's feature and enjoyed some of our gargoyles and inside and outside. And we hope that you'll come back next time for another chilling, thrilling episode of Monster Movie Night. And until then, as always, keep screaming.